when the film starts and an old woman is shown busy doing tasks at her home. She sees a strange scene. When she goes to her husband after a short time, she sees her husband has ended a sparrow and was drinking its blood. She gets scared and panicked to see this later. The scene cuts here, and a man is shown in the next scene. He has come to drop his daughter to his wife. The name of his wife is Iris. Their kid died because of drowning in the sea a few months ago. And Iris blames herself for her son's death, and since then she has been a patient with depression. This is the reason they live separately. And they often meet. Iris's husband tells her today he has some tasks to do in the office. Due to it, he may get late when returning from office. He tells her that's why I am dropping our daughter here, and then he leaves. Iris reaches an athletic club with her daughter. Actually, she used to do a job as a security guard here. Today was her night shift and Iris brought her daughter to the basketball court. She asks her to play here and not to do any naughty act. And forbids her to go out from here, and also gives her a phone while saying this. So she will be able to monitor the CCTV camera of the club. She will contact her mother if she faces any problems. After it, Iris leaves while dropping her there. Here they separate. Her daughter starts playing there as she leaves. Iris moves to the CCTV room and starts monitoring. After some time, her daughter reminds her about her brother's birthday means her brother who died. Iris becomes depressed after knowing this. Meanwhile, Iris starts hearing strange voices outside the club. As she moves out, there was a man. He was beating another man badly. Seeing it, Iris becomes scared and panicked. She immediately calls the guard outside and informs him about it. The guard tells Iris not to worry, I have informed the police about it. Iris becomes worried about her daughter, so she moves to the basketball court hurriedly. She doesn't find her daughter there. Iris searches for her, but she didn't find her anywhere. Suddenly, Iris sees a strange man coming inside the club. And she asks the man to go out of the club. He doesn't listen to her and runs from there. The man isn't looking normal but looks infected. He was behaving like a zombie as he moved toward Iris speedily and tries to attack her. Iris hits him with a skating board and makes him fall down while injuring him. The man again stands up and runs behind Iris. But Iris becomes scared because of this incident and leaves. She moves to a room and locks it from inside, then sees outside the door hall, where many people were running strangely, and the security guard also died there. Iris gets scared seeing this and checks the CCTV footage to find her daughter as soon as possible. Meanwhile, she finds her daughter in a room. So Iris calls on the phone that was in the room and her daughter picks up the call. Iris asks her daughter not to be scared and just lock the room properly. She says, soon I will take you out from there. Iris was talking to her daughter, then she hears the voice of footsteps out the CCTV room. Iris hides under the table because there was the man who attacked Iris first. Suddenly, a cat arrives there. But the man catches and ends it. He drinks its blood, and getting a chance, Iris runs from there and reaches another room. Reaching there, she checks the CCTV cameras. She finds an infected lady outside the room where her daughter was. She was a zombie who was trying to break that door. Iris becomes scared seeing this and sees the footage of a few hours ago. She discovers this virus has been spread throughout the whole city. Zombie virus. Due to it, the people are changing into zombies speedily. After biting a human, those zombies become relaxed. Means they don't attack in this time, but as 32 seconds pass, they again start attacking. Now Iris has to save her daughter from those zombies. Those zombies were entering the club one by one. Iris was trying to move to her daughter while hiding from those zombies. Suddenly, a zombie catches her and attacks her. The zombie was about to bite her, but then a man arrives and saves Iris. Later, the man runs with Iris to escape, but the zombie was also chasing them. They reach a pool while running and jump into the water immediately. The zombie also jumps in the water, but he dies because of being drowned. Then the man takes Iris out and tells her his name is Lois. And says, I was taking my wife to the hospital. My wife is pregnant, but on the way, those zombies attack our ambulance. That's the reason I come here with my wife. Now you have to help my wife. So my wife will deliver the baby, and he informs Iris that zombies can't swim. That's why they died after drowning in the water, and then he takes Iris to his wife. Reaching here, Iris discovers Lois's wife isn't normal, but she was infected. Lois has tied her with a chair and she was changed into a terrible zombie. Iris gets panicked to see this and refuses to help. Then she runs from there, but Lois becomes furious because of it. He says to Iris while talking, what would you do if your daughter will turn into a zombie? Would you refuse to assist her? Iris gets shocked to hear this and asks how did he know about her daughter. Lois says your daughter is with me. I actually have hidden her and saved her from those zombies. So think Iris, I will help you if you will help me. Here, Iris was compelled to agree with him. And gets ready for helping his wife. They were taking Lois's wife to a safe room and then Iris sees her husband. He was in the hall but injured. And was in severe pain, and seeing this, Iris runs to her husband. She finds her husband injured and taking his last breath. Her husband came here to take his daughter, but the zombies attacked and injured him. Iris's husband dies here. And Iris starts weeping because she has become depressed and broken. Meanwhile, many zombies are shown moving inside the club. The zombies were trying to reach them for attacking them. Lois spread a lot of smoke at this place. Due to it, the zombies couldn't see them. Likewise, they moved to a safe place. There was a zombie who tries to cut the belly of Lois's wife. Iris distracts the zombie and brings Lois's wife to a room where they help her. She delivers a baby here. But then Lois's wife attacks him and snatches her baby from him. Later, she tries to bite her baby. That's why Lois was compelled to end his wife unwillingly. Iris asks Lois, but I helped you, now it's your turn, so tell me, where is my daughter? In which room is she? Lois says your daughter is in the boiling room. Then Iris moves forward, being scared to find her daughter. She somehow reaches the boiling room and finds her daughter's bag in the room. And there was blood in the surroundings, but then Iris sees the fire. There was a girl's dead body burning in the fire, and Iris becomes sad to see this. She starts weeping as she was feeling this was her daughter's dead body. Later, Iris picks up a gun from there. Then she was about to end herself, but she sees a mouse. It moves into a room as its door was open. And Iris also moves behind it and finds her daughter there, means she was alive. Iris becomes happy to find her alive and hugs her. They become happy to meet each other, and it was an emotional scene. Later, she was taking her daughter from there, but many zombies were standing there. They were not moving, means they were relaxed for 32 seconds. Iris tries to move out from the zombie while fixing the timer. But the time ends and the zombies come to their real condition. They try to attack them and they run from there, being frightened. Many zombies were behind them, but they don't lose courage. They keep on moving forward and then come out of the club while running. The zombies also come out while chasing them. And they sit in the car that was standing there, and Iris puts a wooden piece on the race. She starts the car and they again move inside the club through the sewerage path. Likewise, the empty car was moving forward as there was a wooden piece on the race. The zombies were considering they were in the car, so they stopped the car to check. But they find none inside and the car was empty, and Iris's plan becomes successful. She successfully fooled the zombies, and Iris is then shown with her daughter. They were moving inside the club. Moving forward, they find Lois in a poor condition. He has his baby with him and tells Iris, there is my boat standing near the sea outside, with which you can escape from this trouble, but you just have to reach the boat somehow. Then you can escape while sitting in the boat. Lois was telling them this, but the zombie who was chasing Iris from the start arrives. Here, Iris tries to end that zombie, but he makes her fall down. As the zombie was about to attack Iris, her daughter picks a gun and ends the zombie while shooting him. Then they again move to Lois while standing up. They find Lois dead and Iris picks up his baby and move to the exit door. They somehow come out and move to the boat, but the zombies are shown running behind them and the boats were set on fire. It means they have no other way out of here. Now the question is whether Iris and her daughter will survive here or be killed by zombies. This movie ends here with this question and confusion.